Well, what do you know? What do you know? Now I'll tell you what I know. Holland, Michigan is like one big dang detour. I felt like when I was coming into town, coming in on the south side of town, I think it was US 31 was shut down northbound, so you had to detour around it. And then when I was leaving town, I was trying to run east out of town to I-196, and the eastbound ramp and the westbound ramp are both closed. Had to follow the detour. It was just, I just felt like it was one huge detour the whole time I was there. And it wasn't just those streets either, or those roads and ramps. Like, there was side roads that were closed. Like, there was signs that would say like 30, or was it 32nd, or maybe it was 64th closed, follow detour. I was like, man, like, you had to really pay attention to where you was going up there. So anyway, load them on. I delivered in Holland, Michigan, and I picked up in Holland, Michigan. So the deadhead originally was only like 3 miles. Like, they were only like 3 miles apart from one another. But I ended up with about 14 miles of deadhead because I delivered yesterday evening and I didn't pick up till this morning. So I had to go to the truck stop, stay the night, and then this morning I went back over and got loaded. So I ended up with about 14 miles total of deadhead. I believe it was 14 or 15. Still not bad at all. Got us another somewhat, I say it's a heavy load from what I like, but 39,812 pounds, and it's going to York, Pennsylvania. So we get to run the old Pennsylvania Turnpike today. That'll cost a little bit of money. So anyway, I won't sit here and ramble on. This will probably turn out to be a pretty short video because it's just a little one-day run. I picked up over here this morning and I'll deliver in York tomorrow morning. So probably won't be a very long video, but we will get some footage of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And what else we got? So I've already went through Grand Rapids. I'm actually sitting over here in Saranac at the rest area in between Grand Rapids and Lansing. So I gotta go down by Detroit area around, kind of got a bob and weave through, what is that, the Toledo? Is that Toledo? What am I trying to think of here? Detroit. Got to go around that. Oh yeah, Toledo. Got to go through the outskirts of Cleveland, around Pittsburgh, all that fun stuff. So I get to do all that today. So should get a little footage of that. But without sitting here rambling much more, we'll just get on the road. So see y'all down the road. Good morning. Good morning. We are getting on the road. We'll finish this trip out. We got about 2.5 more hours left to run. I got a 10 a.m. appointment time. But all the reviews I read on this place said I could check in 2 hours early. So we're actually shooting for about 8:15. The reviews are also kind of mixed on whether or not I'm going to be in and out or there for several hours. I sure am not looking forward to several hours because that can put me in a bind for my next pickup appointment. I have to have my weekend load picked up by 1, and it's about an hour and, I don't know, hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes away from where I'm dropping off at. So I sure hope that I can get in here at 8:15. And they can get me out of there by 10. Worst case scenario, 11. But I really don't want to be pushing it much farther than that. So we'll cross our fingers. Hope that everything goes smoothly. So yesterday I saw my first snow flurries of the season. Running that I-96 across Michigan. And it was pretty cold. It wasn't quite freezing, but it was close. And I'm running across there thinking, man, if it dropped a couple of degrees, it'd start snowing like crazy right now. It's just like, you can just tell, like there's a whole lot of moisture in the air. It was like a misty drizzle. It wasn't 10 minutes after I thought that, I was watching and I was like, is that really? And sure enough, there was snow flurries. And I thought, well, there it is. It's time to put my winter wiper blades on now. I always run a cheap pair of wiper blades during the summer. I mean, not the cheapest pair, but nothing too crazy, you know, just a regular pair of metal frame wiper blades. But in the wintertime, I always spend the extra money and get a really good pair. So right now my winter blades have been riding around in the side box, just waiting to be put on. Probably time. I'll probably put them on this weekend. So I got all my other stuff, you know, I just kind of keep everything on the truck with me. I buy anti-gel by the case, and I buy it at the auto parts store around the corner from my house. It's a lot cheaper there than buying it inside the truck stop, especially if you buy it by the case. I mean, it ain't like the stuff ever goes bad. So I buy it that way and I throw it in I got a box on the side, on the outside, on the side of the truck. Keep it back there. All the other normal winter stuff, I keep all that stuff on here too. But I take, I don't ever wonder, well, can I get around to the other side? Maybe there's a better spot. Get around to the other side, there ain't no spots. There's no way to circle back. So first spot I see, I snag it. So anyway, like I said, we got probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours driving this morning, and then we'll get over here. This is actually going to a grocery warehouse, which I've heard some horror stories about. When I was with Schneider, you know, it wasn't uncommon to haul to a grocery warehouse, but we did a lot of dropping hoods, so we didn't have to deal with the whole waiting to get unloaded or anything like that. This will be my first time hauling to a grocery warehouse since I've been over here at Landstar. Like I said, let's turn that off. I've heard some horror stories about people getting held up. And like I said, I'm gonna cross my fingers and hopefully we're in and out of there fairly quickly. So my weekend load is it's a short load. It's high revenue, or a high rate per mile, not a lot of miles, so which is good. I need to do a reset. I usually don't do resets out here. But I'm trying to get home as soon as possible next week, so I'll do a reset on Sunday. That way I can run as hard as I possibly need to get home as soon as possible. So the problem on that is just I gotta get there before they quit loading. So this guy, I guess I could have hammered down and went around here. I think he snuck up on me there. I didn't see him coming. Get on around this guy here. Like I said, we got a couple hours worth of driving. We're gonna knock it out, and I'll catch up with y'all when we get there. Well, all right. Well, we have arrived to our destination, and we are backed into a dock about 40 minutes before my appointment time. So I've already got the red light. I can't really tell if they're getting it unloaded yet, but hopefully that's a good sign. Hopefully I can get out of here in a timely manner and make it to my next load on time. But anyway, so let's run through the numbers on this load right fast. So we picked up in Holland, Michigan. Originally the load only had about 3 miles of deadhead on it. But like I said, I delivered in the evening, and then my next pickup wasn't until morning, so I had to bounce over to a truck stop for the night and then back over in the morning. So I ended up with about 14 miles of deadhead. So total mileage on this load was 667 miles. Now the load grossed $2,046.05. Now the percentage, or the cut to the truck, was $1,466.43. Load was heavy. Fuel economy suffered a little bit. Anybody that runs Pennsylvania Turnpike, man, that whole western side of Pennsylvania and most of the way is just pretty brutal, especially when you're heavy. A lot of twisting, winding up and down. So my fuel economy struggled a little bit. Ended up at 7.6 miles to the gallon, and the revenue to the truck was $2.20 per mile for all miles driven. $2.20 a mile. So not too terribly bad. Like I said, there's still some decent loads out there. They're just getting harder and harder to find. Like I myself, I'm hauling stuff that's a little bit heavier than what I normally would, but that's what I'm having to do in order to keep the truck rolling, making the kind of money that I want it to make. So anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and ramble much longer. I appreciate y'all for watching. Like always, hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and stay safe. Rubber side down, shiny side up. I'll catch y'all on the next one.